guys, Miss Charlie here with my Project Pan Shop My Stash, what I used in September and what I will be using for October. I did have a little bit of progress, but we'll go through everything and see how I did. For my sprays, the LA Girl Primer Spray, she has gone down to here. She was up here, she's gone down to here, so I did some good progress on this. Priming before makeup, and then to lay down powders, and then if I need to spray a duochrome or a shimmer or something like that to make it, you know, look better on the lid, I use this. And then the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray in Peach. I went from here and we're all the way down to about here. So I might go ahead and keep this in because I can just go ahead and get this used up. But those were my sprays. For lips, I'm still using the Be Pure Lip Scrub. I did use this quite a bit, so we're getting down there. Gonna roll her over into October, try to get it used up. And then the Beauty Intuition Apple Martini Scented Lip Mask. This does not have a smell at all. It doesn't have a taste, which is fine. It doesn't have to. It's thick. I saw someone else who got this from Dollar Tree and said they didn't like it because it was thick. I like it that way because it stays on the lips a long time. It's not thin. It's gonna be there for a while. It's kind of like Vaseline, but in a balm form. I really liked it. But I have plenty of balms and things to get through, but I did get a lot of use out of that. For moisturizer, I'm still using the Kate Somerville Goat Milk. It's almost done. You can kind of see the little thing right there. That's where the bottom is. There's not much left, so I'm going to roll this over into October. Still using the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. Still trying to get this used up. The weather is going to be a little bit more, the air is going to be dry here in the next couple months, so this will get more use, so I can hopefully get this used up before the end of the year. For my eye primer, using the Hydrating Eye Cream with Hyaluronic Acid from First Aid Beauty. She is down to here, so this will be rolling over into October, and it is very hydrating. I like having a good hydrated under eye. With being a more mature person, you get those, I have lines under my eyes. You don't want them to be dry. You want them to stay nice and hydrated, and this has hyaluronic acid, so that helps. And then this Beauty Bakery, the Butter Hydrating Hydra Silk Primer in this cute little packaging that looks like a stick of butter. And I did get quite a bit of use out of this, so still a lot in there though, but I did get some use out of it. It was nice primer. It was like almost like a pore filling, smoothing primer, so I would recommend it. But Beauty Bakery is no longer a brand, but if you do see it, you know, since they are no longer a brand, you might see it at TJ Maxx or something like that, but this was a nice primer. For foundation, I used the One Size Turn Up the Base BB Cream in dark, and I mixed it with my LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment in blue. And I also added some of these bronzer drops that I got from Dollar Tree. These are very, very glowy, so you don't need very much. Just mix a little bit in there and it just gives you a little bit of a glow. This will last me forever, but I did use it a couple times and it was fine. And then the One Size, this is a very nice foundation. I really liked it. I don't like this here because when you go to press down like this and then you go to squeeze it out, let me show you what happens. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit to the top and it's just barely at the opening. When you go to close it, you see it pushing out? this is what happens. You get this little bit that still comes out. I don't like that because that's kind of, you know, wasteful. I mean, you can still use it, but still it shouldn't do that. And it's not even all the way closed. There. I don't like the delivery method. I would rather it just been a regular squeezy bottle, but the formula is really good, and I got this in a Ipsy BoxyCharm drop box. Still using my Franken powder for my brows. I'll just fill that in with some more eyeshadow. So I'm using that. I didn't really use this Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I just wasn't in the mood to use it. I just used the pencil, but I'll keep it in for another go round in another project pan. But it's a fine pomade, and I mix it with the powder because it is too ashy for me, so I have to deepen it up. So I do mix it with the eyeshadows the powders that I use in my brows to make it darker. But I really love this Milani Stay Put brow sculpting pen. I love this. And it's like a flat little thing there. I really enjoyed it. It was not too creamy, not too waxy. It went on beautifully. I can control it. It didn't have to be like to a point. It worked really well. I love this, and I would consider picking up a backup, and this one is in the color dark brown. For concealer, the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage in the color MN5. It's quite a lot in there. It doesn't look like there's a lot in there, but you don't need much. And I took the stopper out so you can get maximum usage. It was nice, and I mixed it with the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. This is in caramel, right? Golden caramel. This is a more thicker concealer. This is a little bit thinner, so you can mix them together, because if I use this by itself, it's a little drying, and this one is a little bit more hydrating. For powders, the full spectrum CoverGirl Matte Ambition in Deep Neutral 1. Got a lot of use out of this. I love these powders. There's almost a little dip in there. And then I mix it with the Flower Light Illusion in Soft Sand. This one also has a dip in it, so I use my powders really good. So yeah, I got some really good progress on these two. For bronzer, highlighter, contour, and blush, for a fun highlight, I brought in the Copacetic Perfect Glow Highlighter in Beach Please. It's like a pinky purple, pink to a purple. So fun and so cute. Then I have this Be Pure. It's a Be Pure bronzer, but I use it as a bronzer. It was like a little donut, it had a little spray over to make it look like a donut, but it's just a nice thin powder that I used to blend out my contour. Dollar Tree. For my cool tone blush, the Starry Precious Mineral Blush in 04. It's just a nice mauve blush. These are very pigmented. These you can get from Shop Miss A, or they did have them at the dollar store for a while. The Ace Beauté Ultimate Sculpt Face Palette. I really enjoy this as well. I use these three and mix them together, and they make a nice blendable contour. Not too red, not blotchy, not patchy. It's a really good formula for that. For my highlighters, I have these Revolution ones. This one is in Radiant, and this one is in Rose Gold. These are beautiful highlighters, dupes for the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks. And I just swirl around. very nice subtle highlights. This one says rose gold, but it's a lot more coppery colored. They're so stunning, and I've had these for years and they are still absolutely gorgeous. And then for my warm tone blush, I have the evocative blush from Singe in the color Timid Tomato. This is a nice blush for this time of year. It is a reddy orange, a little bit of peach in there, and it's got a little sheen to it. You can use this as a blush topper. So pretty. I love these evocative blushes. I did pick up 2 of them in the 20% off sale that Singe had in June, so I was glad to get those. But those were blush, bronzer, highlight, and contour for September. Okay, then for eye primer, mascaras, and liners, using the Ace Beauté eyeshadow base in Deep. This thing is never ending. You only need the tiniest bit. I'm barely gonna put any on. Come on out of there. Barely put any on. That's enough for one eye. That tiny bit. You don't need much. So I'll be using this for quite a while. For my mascara, still using the half-caked Eye Defy. It's drying out a little bit, so October might be her last go round because she's drying out a bit, but I really like it because it gives me definition and a little bit of length. And then the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. Really enjoy this. I love the brush on this. And this one will also be rolling over into October because I just opened her. I pulled out the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Skinny Liner again because the ones that I had in this project, the other ones, they just didn't work out. Didn't work out at all, so I ended up decluttering them. The Revolution one and the Hip Dot one, so I just pulled this one back out again. And the Rare Beauty Black Liner, very creamy. I'm going to retire her because she's been in the last couple, so we're going to retire her. And it's a non-retractable, so once you tracked it up, you can't track it back down. So I don't know how much is left in here, but you only need a tiny bit, and I only use it for tight lining on my upper waterline. And then still using the Baby Got Black pencil from Wet n Wild. Roll that over as well into October. So those were liner, eye primer, and mascara. Okay, now we're going to get into this basket of what I will be using for the month of October. I'm still going to use the LA Girl Primer. I'm just going to roll it over into October. And then for setting spray, I'm going to finish using up the Slay All Day, and then I'm going to bring in this Had Me at Setting Spray. This is from Pinky Bee Beauty. And this is what it looks like. Very cute bottle. If you like pink, prime, set, and refresh. So I can use this as a primer as well. But this will be rolling in for October. For lips, I'm still going to be using the Be Pure scrub, but I'm bringing in this Plum Plump Hyaluronic Glossy Balm from Glow Recipe. This is cute. Has a little bit of a smell, not much, so we're going to try that. I think it's supposed to look like a peach because it has the little thing right here, but we're going to try this out. For primer, I am still going to be using the Dr. Brandt, but I also brought in the Illamasqua Hydra Veil. I have this one and the Beyond Veil. These are awesome primers. I don't know if they're still available. It will last you forever. And you can see she's clear. The other one, the Beyond Veil, has a little bit of a glow to it, but these are absolute beautiful primers. You don't need very much of them, and I like that they come with a little spatula. But this will be my primer for October. For foundation, I picked up the Urban Decay Face Bond in 23 from the 21 Days of Beauty. So this is what I will be using for my foundation. I don't really need to mix it with anything. It's a pretty good match. I might have to mix a little bit of the foundation pigment, but not much. It's a pretty good match for my skin, because I had gotten a sample at the beginning of the year, and I said if I see it on sale I was going to get it, and it was on sale in the 21 Days of Beauty, so I picked it up. For my powders, I have one of my favorite powders, the Air Spun. This one is in the translucent extra coverage. This will last you forever. I love this powder. It's great. It's a great finishing powder and setting powder, and I just love the smell. A lot of people don't. It brings back memories, and I love it to death. And then the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation Powder. I use this also as a finishing powder instead of a foundation. And this one is in 330 Hazelnut. And you see that she is on pan. It also comes with a poof, which I've already decluttered. But yes, I mix a lighter powder and a deeper powder, and I use those as finishing and setting powders. For brows, I am still using my Franken powder, and then I brought in this Shine Brow Wand. I got this in an Ipsy. We're gonna try this out. This is one of those teardrop shaped ones. The color is in, I don't think it says. No, it doesn't. But it's a brown. It's kind of dry. So we will have to see how that goes, because I love the Milani one. And then I brought in the Live Brow Sculpt, which is just a brow soap or clear brow gel. So we're gonna bring that in for the brows for October. For for concealer, I have these two from La Mercerie. This is their Flawless Finish Full Coverage Concealer. This was in 117, this is in 118, so I will mix these because this is really on the warm side and this is more neutral, so mixing these together would be good. They're nice concealers, they're all right. I mean, I don't really have a lot of darkness like I used to many years ago. Using eye creams with vitamin C and things of that nature really toned down the darkness around my eyes, because it used to be a lot worse. So I don't have to use as much concealer as I used to, but these work just fine, and you can get these at Dollar Tree. For highlight, contour, bronzer, and blush, I have this REM Beauty. This is their Hyper Nova. This is supposed to be I think this is supposed to be a bronzer contour, I'm not sure. Satin Matte Bronzer, okay. This one is in Coconut. The packaging is very beautiful, looks like a little spaceship. Reminds me of a spaceship. And this is the color. So yeah, this would not be a bronzer on me. This would be a contour, which is what I'm going to use it for. It is a little red heavy, but I can work with it. And you don't need much of it to go on. So first time using an REM or beauty product. This is the first time I've had one of this brand in my collection, so I am interested to see how this will perform. For highlighter, I brought in my BH Spotlight Petite Highlight Palette. This has warm and cool tones in here, so I don't have to don't have to have several, I just need one. And these are very nice. My bestie got this for me for my birthday, or birthday or Christmas years ago. Look at that shine. And it's got a gold undertone to it. This also came in a larger size, but don't need that. But these are freaking beautiful. BH has some beautiful highlighters, so that's going to be warm and cool highlights. And then in here, this little Ofra case, I put in a bronzer and 2 blushes. So this is just a bronzer, just sheer out my contour, and then a warm tone and a cool toned blush. I like Ofra blushes, they're really nice. So we got a pinky one, and then we have this like persimmons color. Oh, so pretty. It can be warm or cool. So those were blush, bronzer, highlight, and contour for October. And then for mascara, we're using the same mascaras. For liner, I'm bringing in this hard candy. I can't even read it anymore. From Dollar Tree. I only have that much left. We're gonna go ahead and try to get her finished along with the Wet n Wild one. And then I have this from Cali C, their Intense Liquid Liner in Americano. This is just a brown, but on my eyes it will look black, but that's a pretty chocolate brown. And then from Trula, I have their pencil in black. So pretty. I also have this in brown too. But yes, these are really nice liners. So those were the liners. And then I have this P. Louise in Rumor 2. I took it out of the packaging, which was like a little tube, and I put it in here to easier get to and try to get this used up. This has been in my collection for so long. If I don't get this somewhat used up or halfway used up by the end of the year, then I'm gonna just go ahead and pitch it because I've had it for so long. But so far she's still in good condition. We'll give her October, November, and December. I'll give her 3 months to see if I can get this used up. Alright, so those are the things that I am using for the month of October and my progress from September. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and your thoughts, any suggestions. If you do Project Pan and shop my stash, let me know. I love watching those videos. I thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all so much for taking the time out to hang out with me. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube and on Instagram. And we'll see you in the next video.